All right, let's dive into something truly incredible. We're exploring a real titan of the plant world that, believe it or not, has a seriously deep connection to Vedic astrology. We're talking about the jackfruit tree. And it's not just about being the source of the world's largest fruit, but about being a powerful way to channel planetary energy. So, how in the world does this giant fruit connect to the vastness of the cosmos? Let's find out.
And I'm not kidding when I say titan. The jackfruit tree literally produces the biggest fruit that grows on any tree on the entire planet. But get this, its massive size is really just scratching the surface. Its real power, according to this ancient wisdom, is so much deeper.
You know, the source material just nails it with this description. It's not just a tree, it's a colossal custodian of abundance and ancestral accord. That phrase right there, it just perfectly connects the dots between what you can see and touch and its profound spiritual role.
Okay, so first things first. Let's really get to know this magnificent tree on its own terms, starting with its sheer physical presence and the incredible symbolism that comes with it. So you can probably already see why it's this powerful symbol of family and just endless abundance. But to really appreciate it, you have to picture the scale. We're talking about a tree that can tower up to a staggering 50 meters. That's over 160 feet tall. So naturally, its huge fruits became a symbol for fertility that never runs out and for the strength of a family. And hey, this isn't some new age idea. It's right there in ancient texts like the Skanda Purana, where it's seen as a direct gift from the Vishvadevas, the universal god.
So, the big question is, how does this giant on Earth become an anchor in the heavens? That's what we're jumping into next, and believe me, this is where its connection to Vedic astrology gets really fascinating.
Okay, to really get the jackfruit's cosmic job, we need a quick primer on Vedic Jyotish. The easiest way to think about it is like a cosmic map. It's this ancient Hindu system that charts how celestial bodies, and not just planets, but specific zones in the sky, influence our lives and our path.
Now inside this map, there's a really key concept called the nakshatra. So imagine the sky divided up into 27 of these lunar mansions, and each one has its own energy, its own vibe. And here's the kicker. The jackfruit tree is the official earthly representative for a very specific one, Uttara Ashada, which is the 21st nakshatra.
Okay, so why should you care about any of this? Well, in Jyotish, sometimes the planets aren't lined up perfectly in a person's birth chart. This can create what's called a dosha, an imbalance that could show up as challenges in your career, your relationships, you name it. And that is exactly where our jackfruit tree comes in. It's like a natural remedy, a living tool to help bring those cosmic energies back into harmony.
All right, let's get right to the heart of it. We're going to look at the two big planetary players that the jackfruit tree is said to have a direct line to, the Sun and Jupiter.
And wow, this slide just lays it all out so clearly. You see, the tree has this dual power. So on the one hand, you've got Surya, the sun, which actually rules the jackfruit's nakshatra. If the sun's energy is a little weak in your chart, it might show up as career struggles or issues with father figures. The tree's energy is thought to fire up that solar power, boosting your confidence and helping with the 10th house of career. Then, on the other hand, you've got Guru, which is Jupiter, the planet of wisdom and good fortune. A weak Jupiter, well, that can mean roadblocks in learning or maybe ethical dilemmas. By making offerings to the jackfruit tree, you can amplify Jupiter's good vibes, smoothing out issues related to the 5th house of children and creativity and the 9th house of life purpose.
Okay, that's the theory, which is super cool. But how do you actually use this, like in the real world? Let's look at the specific practices people use to tap into these amazing astrological benefits.
Here's a great example. It's a ritual called the Parikrama Puja, and it's all about boosting the sun's energy. And the timing here is everything. It's done on a Sunday, which is the sun's day, specifically when the moon is passing through the Uttara Ashada nakshatra. The actual ritual? It's really beautiful and pretty straightforward. You just walk around the tree 11 times, offer some water at its roots, and chant the sun's mantra. It's a very direct, focused way to connect with that powerful solar energy.
This little chart here is perfect. It breaks it all down so simply. For the Sun, you've got the parikrama on a Sunday for vitality and career wins. For Jupiter, you're looking at donating the fruit on a Thursday to boost fertility and bring clarity. And for just general prosperity and good vibes, there's even a remedy for Fridays, placing jackfruit leaves over your door to welcome in abundance. You see, each practice is specifically tailored to a planet, a day, and a goal.
All right, as we start to bring this all together, let's just zoom out one last time to really appreciate the tree's wider spiritual significance. Because this is about so much more than just a list of remedies, you know?
Literally every single part of this tree is packed with meaning.
That tough, spiky fruit on the outside, that's the sun's power and Jupiter's generosity all rolled into one. The leaves are seen as a kind of filter for Lakshmi, the goddess of fortune, helping you control scattered thoughts. The seeds, so many of them, represent family and future generations. And just the fact that it can grow in tough spots, well, that's a lesson right there, how to thrive through thorns.
I just love this quote from our source. Planetary plenitude proliferates from pious plots. It just perfectly sums up the whole idea, doesn't it? That by connecting with nature in a respectful, almost sacred way, we can actually cultivate that same abundance in our own lives, lining up our personal world with the cosmic one.
And that really leaves us with something to chew on. You know, in our world, which can feel so focused on what we don't have, on scarcity, it makes you wonder, right? Could connecting more deeply with nature, guided by ancient wisdom like this, be the real key to unlocking a totally different kind of abundance in our lives? It's a pretty powerful thought.